Hi you guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome to Coffee Paper Scissors. Okay, I finally think I figured out a closure. It's been a couple of days because I could not figure it out. I had planned one thing and sat here and tried to put it together and it didn't work. What I've decided to do is make something with one of these, and I went and I bought this and realized that it's too small. So I went back today and I bought this. And look, I think that just happened. I'm gonna have to find the pearl somewhere here on my desk and glue that back on. Shoot. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so frustrating. All right, well, I know that it's here somewhere, so I'll have to get that back on. Anyway, you guys, I'm telling you, this is just an example of how difficult it's been for me to actually get this closure figured out. All right, so I have to do a couple things here in the back before I can get it glued down. Okay, so I didn't know how I was going to do the closure at all when I added these things. And I just figured that back here I would end up covering these with something else and put pockets in a certain way. But now with the way I'm going to do the closure, that's not going to work. So I cut a couple of strips to cover these, and we're going to go ahead and put those down. And I already inked them, so that's all good to go. Alrighty. So when I went into Joann Fabric the other day to get this first one, and I was back at the buttons area, and there was a lady. So you guys know I love buttons, and I've got plenty of buttons. So I'm standing there looking, and they had a buy 3, get 3 free sale going on. And as I'm looking at, you know, what to get for the closure for this, I'm telling myself, you do not need any buttons, Stephanie. You do not walk away from the buttons. And so then there's this lady and what I believe to be her daughter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her daughter. I think she said mom. They're going past and she's like, Mom, you don't need any more buttons. I started talking, I'm like, but they're buy 3, get 3 free. And she's like, I know. And then I said, see, look, I didn't think I needed any more buttons either, but I went through all of my buttons to find something like this, and I didn't have one. So we don't always have everything we need. So it's okay if you get some. It was pretty funny though. The daughter's like, Mom, no more buttons. She said, I have so many, and I said, I do too, but obviously not enough. Okay, so I have that down. What I'm going to do next, this is from an old dress. A friend of mine and I went yard sailing one day and found an old dress. I'm gonna see if I can get, well, and we like cut it right down the center or something like that so that we both had the same amount of dress. So I was digging through trying to find, you know, what to use as the closure. I was like, oh, this might work. Okay, I'm gonna just get a little bit of a straighter edge on this. Get my fabric scissors out. Sorry, I'm opening up a drawer in here. Okay, it's not gonna be perfect, but I'm gonna get like this little extra bit of lumpiness off. So, I mean, it's not perfectly straight, but it's straighter than it was, so that I don't glue it down totally crooked. Okay. Okay, you guys, what I'm going to do is glue this down, and then it's going to come around to this side. Okay, and just kind of hang. So let's just go ahead and glue. And then I'm gonna need to, I don't want it to be in the way of my flap on this side, so I'm just gonna kind of cut it in a little bit. It's gonna be covered. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of cutting away so that my flap still closes without any problem. And I'm going to use hot glue. I would use Fabri-Tac, but I just want it to stick down faster than that. Hot glue strings, really frustrating. I remember when I first started doing any sort of crafting, and what a wonderful thing hot glue was. I don't know how long hot glue's been around, but I've only been aware of it since, gosh, sorry about that noise, you guys, the whole thing just fell. Probably my early 20s, I guess, is when I was aware of it, which was about 30 years ago. Not quite 30 years. Let's not age myself faster than it's happening naturally, but 25 years ago. We didn't do a lot of crafting when I was growing up. I drew. We colored a lot. My mom worked a lot, and so she didn't have a lot of extra time to, do these kinds of things. And so, she worked a lot and then came home to 5 children. Bless her heart. Oh my goodness. I know I've told her sometimes, Mom, I do not know how you are not entirely a crazy woman. She's like, I kind of am. I mean, I think she just did better than I did, I guess. Because 2, and it made me crazy. And my kids were really pretty well behaved. So, I don't know. And I know we were little monsters for my poor mother. Have I ever told you guys about the counting? Oh my goodness, my poor mom. We were wild children. Yeah. Yeah, we were wild. There's just no other way around it. She says we weren't, now if we talk about it, she's like, oh, you guys were fine. But we'd be driving her absolutely crazy. And my dad would be at work. We didn't behave that way if my dad was around. And okay, let's see here. I just want to make sure the hot glue is not going to stick. Okay. My dad didn't put up with our foolishness like my mom did. She let us have ridiculous amounts of fun, but my dad didn't put up with that kind of stuff. So we did drive her crazy sometimes. Okay, so you guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this like this, and after I'm finished with the video, because I don't want you guys to have to sit and watch me stitch. I'm going to make sure everything's turned so that when it's sitting flat, you know, my raw edges aren't being ugly. I don't mind some raw edges, but I don't want it to be like in your face raw edge. So I am going to take and stitch it so that it doesn't move. Okay. That's when I'm all done with the video and you guys aren't watching. But just so you know, that's what I'm going to do so that it stays in place. Okay. And I'll do playing with it so that everything looks kind of nice. Okay, so that's going to be like that. And then we're going to take and do the same thing on this side. So I think what I'll do, so anyway, we would be driving my mother absolutely crazy, and she'd say, "You kids," I feel like I have told you, she'd say, "You kids, go to your room." And we'd be like, "But Mom, go to your room." And, you know, we were slow about it. And so she'd start counting. And by the time she got to 10, we were all supposed to be in our rooms. And of course we did. We ran to our rooms, thought it was funny that we had made Mom so mad that she was counting. And so as we got older, we're like, "Mom, what would you have done?" Because she wasn't a spanker. She didn't ever spank us. She probably should have, but she didn't. Well, once she did me when I caught my sister's hair on fire. Yeah. Anyway, wild. Did I say we were wild? Anyway, we're like, "Mom, what would you have done if you had gotten to 10 and we hadn't gone to our rooms?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm glad you guys always went." And she said, once you guys got older, where I thought maybe you would question what I was doing, I didn't count anymore. So I thought that was pretty funny. I never did count with my kids. I was just like, "You better do it, and you better do it now." So, but I thought that was funny. Yeah, I caught my little sister's hair on fire. Playing with matches. Isn't that just terrifying? So like now as a mom, I think about that, how so very scary and what I possibly could have done to my poor sister. But as it was, her hair was like mine, like this kind of curly. And so she had like a little bit of hair just kind of, you know, coming down like in front of her face. And we were playing light a match and blow it out, and it caught that hair and it just sizzled right straight up. I started whacking her head, you know, trying to get it out. And of course she was terrified and started screaming. So there was no hiding what had happened. Oh, I was in so much trouble. Well deserved. Absolutely well deserved. And yeah, she spanked me pretty good for that. And I had to stay in bed all day long. And then when my dad got home, I got it again. But like I say, it was deserved. Okay, so the reason I had to go back and change from this one to this one is because it didn't fit. I had tried a different fabric doing this, and that fabric did fit through this, but I didn't like the way that fabric looked. Okay, so you guys, the same thing. So I'm gonna stitch this so it doesn't move, which will make it easier for this to just go in and out to be the closure. So, and I might do a little bit more gluing down. I'm gonna just see how I like it, but that's that. And I think it's pretty, something a little unexpected, right? So there's that. And so then on the back, I'm gonna open it and get it out of the way so that it'll lay fine for us to do our work. So here I am going to add some trim to just kind of finish it off here. And I think I'm going to do Fabri-Tac. I don't want it to get too bulky. I'm hoping that the next video will be the last one as far as putting this Flippy thing together. And then I'll make a journal to go inside of it. I needed to stand up and kind of see what I was looking at. And I thought I would trim it out with some flowers. It's hard to pick up. Okay, get that Fabri-Tac off my fingers. All right, so down here at the bottom, I'm going to put in this pocket. I think this is up, because this is from the paper pack, and there's the hole, and there's some words, and the pattern's pointing that direction, so I think this is up. All right, I'm going to do Fabri-Tac because I've got that lace down there. And there's quite a bit of lace, so I'm just going to do a couple rows of Fabri-Tac. And I am really sorry that this is taking me as long as it is. I didn't expect it to. But like I said, when I started it, it is kind of a figure it out as I go, and that takes me a long time. I am definitely not someone who is good at just I don't know, figure it out as you go, crafting, I guess. I mean, if there's no camera, then that's the way I always do it. But I know a lot of people make their videos and just create not knowing what it's going to be when they get started, and that's amazing to me because I am not at all good at that. Okay, and then I wanted to put, let's see, thinking that I want to put this maybe somewhere. I think I wanted to put this like this maybe. Okay. I like the flower kind of coming up off of the paper just a little bit. I haven't glued that down. It's probably because I don't know for sure where I want it to sit. Let's see how much shows underneath. Okay. Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about my sister and her hair. I have no idea how I would have reacted had that happen. You know, oh my goodness. I'd still be freaking out about it, thinking, what if, you know? Scary. Scary to think what I might have done to my poor sister. It's amazing that we survive our childhood, isn't it? They have so many rules these days about what a kid can and can't do. And think about all the things that, you know, we did and survived and have stories. I don't know. Like the schools have so many rules. They couldn't run in certain areas of the playground. And that's just weird to me. There was a field of grass and they could go and run in the field of grass. I guess it's because they didn't want the kids to like run into each other and hurt each other. I mean, just good grief. Come on. I mean, how ridiculous. And so they're like, don't run. That's not safe. So what happens to my son? You know, he's following the rules. He's not running. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do on the swing set or on the swings. And he fell off and broke his arm. So, you know, if a kid's going to get hurt, a kid's going to get hurt. You cannot stop it all. We have a lot of pine cones and pine needles here, and there are lots of trees in the playground area of the elementary school, and they were not allowed to touch the pine needles or the pine cones. Of course, they were afraid somebody's going to get hit with a pine cone or poked with a pine needle, because the pine needles we have are those really long, pokey ones. Doggone things are crazy hard to rake up. But, you know, they're trying to make it so that these kids cannot get hurt in any way possible, but they do anyway. I should have gone and said, but was he running? But was he touching a pine cone? Then he cannot possibly be hurt. So, okay. But they're allowed to run in the gym for PE. So why wouldn't they be allowed to run? Because there's like a black top where you can play basketball. So no running. You're playing basketball, kids, but no running. Sorry, you guys. I guess I'm just being silly. I think most of the people who watch my videos are my age or older, and you probably all know exactly what I'm talking about. I think it would be cute to have a few more somethings down here. Let's see, I have something else here. These ones are little white ones. You know, just for a little contrast. That might be cute. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'll think about that. Okay. I'm probably going to end up taking and cutting some of this off so I can put a tie. I'm probably going to be using a tie to close this right here. I don't know that for sure, but probably. And then I may put some more glue here so that it's less bunchy when it's closed. Like less loosey-goosey. I will probably end up doing that, putting glue here and glue here to kind of keep it a little tighter. But like I said, you guys, I'm going to take and stitch this in place. So I'll just take and go around and around and around so that it doesn't move. And there we will have it. I thought that would be something cool and different. So okay, so something like that. And so there's going to be, you know, more cards and things like that. I was thinking to put the trim here. I still don't know if that's what I'm going to do, but there's still going to be other things going on just to get it all, I don't know, prettied. So we'll see, but there's the next step, and hopefully the next video will have this completed. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.